It seems to me you're a bit of a cowboy the way you're carrying on.
You listening? Fucking listen to this.
Welcome back, legends, new listeners, everyone involved. Welcome to the Throttle On Full Send Never Lift podcast, episode 12. And we're recording this straight off the back of episode 11 because it's my 48-hour break this week and I want to have a bit of time to do some other things. So we're getting this in and out straight away. Got a few yarns, a few things to touch on, a few piss spoilers, a few reviews, a few things I've been up to during the week. So let's dive straight on in. Now, it may seem strange, this yarn, because the way I thought of it was I went out to a place to load the other day and there was a fucking goat standing there staring at me, and it tweaked my memory of a yarn that I have. Now, good mate of mine, he's sadly passed away. He was heavily involved in the transport industry, had his own trucks, family business. Me and Jared and I, we had to go and pick up a truck in Caboolture. A truck that was called Mighty Whitey. She was an old road boss, body truck, water tank on the back. She was a weapon. Now, we were going down to look at this truck. We needed a water truck straight away because the other one had broken down. So we decided to go down and have a look at this one. On venturing into this property, we both noticed this big old billy goat standing there. And I thought, holy fuck, look at the size of him. Big set of curly horns on him, everything like that. Anyway, I'm standing there, Jared's standing there talking to the bloke who owned this truck and this said billy goat. And they decided to go for a test drive. Now, I'm standing there, me and the billy goat. They drove off into the distance. I'm standing there waiting for him to return. An old billy goat comes up and just looks up at me. I said, "How you going, old mate?" And I rubbed him on the head. Anyway, old billy goat decides to push up against me with his head, as they do. I thought, a bit of a game with the old fella. I'll push back on him. So I pushed back on him with me thigh. Anyway, he started pushing back harder, and he thought it was a fucking great joke. Anyway, old Billy Goat starts getting a run up and fucking absolutely bunting the shit out of me. And I thought, fuck you, old soldier. I was just having a bit of a game. Now you're starting to get serious. So no matter where I went, I couldn't get away from this fucking Billy Goat. It's chasing me all over the flat, running up and fucking headbutting me. And I'm getting a bit fucking anxious. Anyway, about after 20 minutes of this fucking Billy Goat bunting me, and the owner and Jared had not returned in this truck, I thought, fuck you, old soldier. And I grabbed this billy goat by the horns and I dragged him over to a water trough, and I'm there dunking his fucking head in the water trough. And I'm screaming, fucking leave me alone, you fucking asshole. And I'm fucking dunking his head. And I thought no one was there watching me. Oh, Billy Goat, he fucking throws his head up there and runs off down the flat. And I'm fucking screaming at him, yeah, that's what you get. And I turn around and look in the kitchen window, and here's old mate's wife just standing there staring at me, watching me fucking give this Billy Goat a toweling after he's given me a proper fucking toweling. And yeah, I don't know what was running through her head, but she must have thought I was fucking half mad. But she didn't come out and save me. So, yeah. I look like the Billy Goat drowner from way back. And just a side note, the Billy Goat was fine. Didn't fucking headbutt me for the rest of the time we were there, though. Taught him a lesson. Oh, mate, Jared turned back up and we're standing there yarning, and I'm fucking covered in water from splashing this billy goat in the face. And oh, mate, oh, billy goat, he's running big doom, big wide fucking berth around us. And he said, I wonder what's wrong with him. I said, oh, fuck do I know. I said, he was fine 10 minutes ago. Anyway, we grabbed the truck and I said to Jared, I said, let's get the fuck out of here before old mate's wife tells him that I was fucking bashing his fucking billy goat for giving me a hiding. Oh, Jared, he pissing himself laughing. I'm telling him what happened. He's having fits of fucking laughter. Oh, I didn't think it was funny though. They fucking hurt when they get into them billy goat. But nevertheless, taught him a fucking lesson. Mind you, the wife wasn't in the kitchen window the whole time. I'm pretty sure she only arrived at the kitchen window when I've got hold of this goat by the horn, dunking his head in the water to try and deter him from absolutely fucking menagering me. But anyway, yeah, fucking old goat. Haven't looked at a goat the same. They give me anxiety when they come near me. Don't think I'd make a sheep carter or a goat carter anyway. Like me, she probably reflects on the story too to her husband, saying, "Remember that time them two young fellas come and got that old road boss, and the other young fella was drowning our goat." I can just imagine it. Anyway, touching on a bit of mental health awareness and men's health, you guessed it, it's Movember, and uh, much to Kate's disgust, I'm growing a musty, the old top lip tickler, the old grub. It's coming back in fashion, back for the month of November, and I haven't registered it with the Movember organisation charity. Probably should register it because it's going to be an absolute fucking weapon of a muskie. But get around it, guys, if you are growing the old Ron Jeremy or the Chopper Reed, get amongst it, try and raise a bit of money for men's mental health. I haven't had one for about 3 years now. I look like an absolute deviant, but it's for a good cause. So even if you aren't raising money, grow the muskie out and yeah, a bit of awareness. And if you see me around and you think, Jesus, who the fuck is that? He should be on the sex offenders register. Well, no, I'm just growing it out for a good cause. And it may stay. I don't like my chances of winning that battle with the partner, but I think I'll look all right. So, and the other thing is, be like me. Don't give a fuck what anyone thinks, and yeah, let it just sway in the breeze. Righto. Another thing happening over the next day or so. Sorry, Melbourne Cup. Now, whether you just like watching the horses race, or you like having a punt, or you like having a few beers, having a punt, and watching the horses. Don't go over the top. Don't put yourself in a predicament where you can't get out of. Coming from someone who has struggled with gambling, especially when I'm down and out and not feeling real well, I tend to have a punt. But moving forward from that, I've been doing well. I haven't had a punt for probably 3 months now. So yeah, my life's sort of getting back on track. I'm sorting myself out, and it's all right in moderation. But I've something I've struggled with my whole life. Well, not my whole life, obviously, because you can't sort of start doing that stuff until you're of age. But since I've been 18, I've struggled with gambling, whether it be pokies, the old Ricky's laptop, or on the punt, I wouldn't say I'm an excessive gambler, but I have had my struggles. I have lost a fair bit of money. I've what's the old saying? You win some, you lose more, and that's absolutely fucking correct. I don't know a rich punter, but like I said, it's all right for a bit of fun down at the local with the mates, or sitting around having a few beers, watching the ponies, the dogs, whatever you're into. But just remember, guys, just do it in moderation, because when you lose a bit of money, it fucks with the mental health, and you try and, from my experience, try and win it back. Never works. Just, if you're gonna have a punt, put a small amount in, and then fucking lock your card or something like that so you can't, and put a 24-hour lock on it so you can't get any money out or deposit any money, because yeah, it's not good. I've seen people fucking lose everything, and yeah, it's heartbreaking to watch. Even though we do it to ourselves, it's, like I say, can be a coping mechanism for some people, but it's not a good one. And each to their own. If you have got a bit of spare money um, over the next day or so, and you're looking to have a punt, by all means, have a bit of a punt on the ponies, save for the Melbourne Cup, see if you can have a bit of a win. There have been some big wins out of mystery bets and first fours and everything like that with the Melbourne Cup. It's a hard one to bet on, because there's so many horses in it over a great distance. So yeah, if you're one of the lucky ones and you win a bit of money, go you. And if you're not, don't stress. Just don't try and fucking win it back, and don't go overboard. That's all I can say. And if you're someone who doesn't agree with horse racing and you think it's cruel, well, some of it is, with some of the stuff that people are doing, but that gets stomped out in the industry. Most of them horses are more well looked after than the people themselves. And like anything, horses love to race, they love to run. They wouldn't fucking do it if they didn't like it. No different to pig chasing with dogs. When I was doing a bit of pig chase, people used to say to me it was fucking cruel. But yeah, if you look at it, it could look cruel, but the dogs like doing it. It's something they enjoy. If they didn't like doing it, they'd just sit on the back of the ute and wouldn't fucking do anything. So, just like us, if we don't like doing something, we're not going to do it. And I hear it a lot. But what about a whipping the poor horse? Well, I look at it this way. Most of the people that are probably saying that, probably when they get their freak on, they let their partner whip them. So, shut up. They're not flogging them with a fucking something that's going to bruise the shit out of them. And it's for the last, I don't know, 100 metres of the race. Yeah, it wouldn't be enjoyable, but it's been in racing for years. I don't agree 100% with it, but it's the way it is. And I love animals, don't get me wrong. I, even doing the job that I do, people think I'm cruel. Not cruel. I love to eat, and I know that people love to eat meat, so it's just part of life. It's the way things go. But by all means, I'm not a fucking cruel person. I love animals. Love them. I have respect for every animal. Even when I was hunting, you always have respect for the animal. Everything was dispatched humanely, and it's, yeah, it's the way I like. So moving on from that, bit of a feedback from a review I did a couple episodes ago on Starlink mounts, everything like that. Now, over the course of the week, I had a bit of time spare, and I mounted me Starlink on top of me red dot. Now, I had a magnetic mount, and I'm a bit short of coin at the moment with everything that's going on in my life. So I decided that, well, I can't afford to buy a mount, so I'm going to rig one up. And I had the magnetic mount, so I took the magnets off it, and I've got the old Gorilla Tape out. Now, it's handy, that Gorilla Tape. Holds 13.5 kilo. Won't pull that off the top. Shouldn't blow off. And I've stuck it to the top of my red dot. Now, I'm not recommending you do this because it's only early days. It might fly off down the road and you'll hear me on the potty having a whinge about Gorilla Tape. But it's up there. Now, the feedback on the review that I had from BJ was good. I asked about how they fare in weather conditions such as hail, and he sent me a video of his mount. It's got the Perspex cover on top of it. So, like I said, I haven't gone out and bought a proper mount. So I went to Bunnings, got some Perspex. Now, I'm pretty sure if you shot my Starlink with a rifle, it wouldn't go through the Perspex that I put on top of it. It's about 14 mil thick because that is the shortest, smallest piece of Perspex I could buy that wasn't a massive sheet. And I Gorilla Tape that to the top of it. Works perfectly, spot on. But like I said, only early days, and that's, yeah, bit of feedback from what I've done with the Starlink, bit of feedback from some other points of view on the way theirs are mounted. Good. By all means, if you're going to mount it and you want to mount it properly and you want to know it's secure, support a local business, especially if you're in the Toowoomba area. Michael's Electronics, they do a range of mounts, like I've said before on the potty. Get around them. I think they range from the $200 to $300 mark. I'm just a bit short of coin, like I said, but when as I've said in previous episodes, I'm setting up my ute for camping, so I'll go and see the guys down there at Michael's Electronics and get myself a proper mount from the top of my ute, and it'll be 100% secure. And I will probably in future buy one from the top of this truck, or if I get a new truck, I will have a look at a mount and I will get it for that. But for the time being, this is what I've done, and it works perfectly fine. Like anything, if you're on a budget, there is ways around stuff. You can do it. You just got to think outside the box, and yeah, some things work as good as the real deal. Now, another thing I want to touch on, and it's not a good thing. It's a very sad thing that's happened, and from my experience in the mines, it shouldn't happen. Like everyone's been saying, they put all these procedures in place, very safety orientated, but stuff still does happen, and it's fucking not good. It was a sad thing to wake up and see that news that two lives were lost in Cobar in a mining accident involving an explosion. Uh, Older fella that's probably been in the mining industry for a lot of years, and a young lady who, yeah, it's it's not a it's yeah it's a bloody sad thing, and it's never good seeing stuff like that, whether it be in the mining industry or in the transport industry. Like, we see it every day in the transport industry: accidents, people losing their lives on the road due to unfortunate circumstances. And but what happened down there shouldn't have happened, and it's very unfortunate. And yeah, it takes a toll on, even if you weren't directly involved, or you're not involved in the mining industry. It's like when I was over in Western Australia, there was a fatality at the mine that I worked at. It wasn't one of my co-workers, but it was a contractor who was involved in jobs that involved us. And yeah, it's bloody sad, and it takes a toll on you because it makes you think, oh shit, it does happen. It could happen to me. It's yeah, it's a hard one to go to bed at night and think someone lost their life just trying to do their job. So yeah, my thoughts are with all their family, friends, co-workers, everyone involved, everyone in the community of Cobar. Yeah, it's not a good thing. No matter how old or how young, what industry, it's never good. Never good when lives are lost or even seriously injured. It shouldn't happen, but we all know things do happen. It's just unfortunate. And we go to work every day and try and avoid those things, but yeah, my sincere condolences to everyone involved. Now, coming into the warmer months, especially summertime. It's already hot enough as it is now. Just remember, and I know myself, loading cattle, yeah, sweat a fair bit. So you got to put it back in you. So, especially leading up to Christmas as well, because we all know what we're going to do at Christmas time. Have a few cheeky drinks. You want to be replenishing yourself with plenty of water. And the other thing is, with the sun, slip, slop, slap. We all remember that old ad. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, and slap on a hat. Just yeah, look after yourselves. I've uh, I've had bad experiences with the sun, me being very white, and it's a lot worse for my partner too, being from Ireland, because we know how much sun they get. She is extremely white, so just remember to always put on your sunscreen, keep yourself covered as much as you can. I've had now always always wear a shirt, as some people could probably tell. I'm extremely white, but it still didn't stop ending up with a big spot on my back, having to get cut out. And now I got to live with a massive, ugly scar on my back because I had to go in twice to get it out. And just remember, you don't want that because it can develop into something worse and could be life threatening. So look after yourselves this summer and yeah, cover up. Especially if you are out in the sun all the time, like I know myself, like getting out to load cattle and stuff like that, it doesn't take long to burn, trust me. So after after 10 minutes you can feel yourself burning. So even if you are only out in the sun for an hour, it doesn't take long. Cover it up, drink plenty of water, keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself covered, and you won't end up with a big manging scar like I've got. My chest, even 90% of the time, my arms are covered. Always have my legs out, but my chest is atrocious at the moment. I need to go and see a doctor, and that's the other thing. Every year, go for a skin check, get it checked out because I never did, and yeah, had to suffer the consequences of it. So, and it could have been potentially worse if I never went and got checked out. So yeah, that's my little bit of medical advice, little sun safety tip for the potty. Just thought I'd throw that in there because I was unloading cattle earlier and it was fucking hot. I lost about, I don't know, 5 liters of sweat, and the sun was just burning rays very strongly. So yeah, look after yourself. And with it being summer, we all know storm season in Australia, wild weather. We've had some ripper storms over the last couple of weeks. I've been through a few of them. One that bad, my windscreen wipers flew apart, and I had to drive blind for 10, 15K until it come good. And I could potentially fix my windscreen wiper. But there has been some big hailstorms about. So if you're out on the roads, be careful. Make sure if anything's getting too extreme, you try and pull over when safely to do so. If you can't see, do not pull up in the middle of the road. Try and just slow right down and try and get through it until it steadies up a bit. Because if I've had it before, you stop in the middle of the road and a truck comes up behind you because they're trying to do the same thing and find somewhere to pull over. you could get run over. I've been through some whopper storms in my time as a truck driver, and I don't get scared real often, but a few of them have scared me to the point where you're having a breakdown because you can't see where you're going. And with the loads that I carry, being cattle, top heavy, you can't just pull off anywhere to get out of the road. So it does get hairy, but just try and poke along. If it's thundering down hail, like it has been in a few spots over the last couple of weeks, slow right down and let it pass. Your car, your truck may get damaged, but it's going to get a lot more damage if you're footing through it. Trust me. That just tweaked my memory, which brings me to another yarn. Few of the people that I know will remember it. Bad hailstorm in Chinchilla in, I don't know, I think it was 2014, end of 2014, uh, early 2015 might have been. We were all over in Chinchilla watching a local football carnival they have every year, Terry Charles Cup, and yeah, we're all over there watching the football, and this ripper storm comes through, and I remember I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen hailstones; they were bigger than my fist. And when it started, the game was still going. They ended up calling it off due to the lightning, and yeah, then it started hailing, and it was just like mini asteroids hitting the ground, and we all crowded in amongst each other into the clubhouse. There wasn't much room in there. Once everyone got in there, there would have been over 300 people in there, and everyone's trying to run to their cars. I still remember there's people running everywhere, and I thought, "Fuck you! It's safer in here." Well, it was until the electrical. It was raining that hard. It started leaking through the roof and lights flickering and starting to short out on things. And I thought, oh, well, this is good. We either die from the hail or we die from fucking getting burnt to death by electrical fire. But side note, that didn't happen. And I remember thinking, I had a Colorado at the time, and it was a fucking, it was wasn't the best ute. Like it was still tidy, but I didn't like it, and I wanted a new one. But I remember thinking, fuck, this is going to be good. It's going to be written off out here. The fucking that smashed to pieces from this hail. That the old insurance will cover it and should be written off. Well, much to my surprise, when I got out there, everyone else's cars were fucking absolutely destroyed. Now, I've never seen anything like it. The pillars of your car are the strongest parts around the corners of the pillars. I seen three or four cars, my sister-in-law's car, them pillars were just absolutely caved in. And I'm thinking, fuck, this is going to be good. Mine's going to be written off. Well, much to my surprise, like I said, I get out there, and in the course of me being away from my car, a bus had parked beside me. Now, the bus looked like it had been absolutely destroyed in World War III and didn't have a window left in it. My fucking ute had about four dints in it. Now, they were big dints, but not enough to fucking write it off. The windscreen was cracked, but there was nothing wrong with it. She was perfectly fine. Everyone else's looked like it had been through a fucking, yeah, like I said, been through an IED on the side of the road and blown to pieces. The old Rado, she was fine. I thought, fuck me, I'm going to have to keep this fucking thing now. But anyway, feel sorry for everyone who did cop a pizzling. It was something that I'd never ever witnessed before. I'd never seen hail like it. It was bloody, yeah, it was extreme. One young fella, he ran across the flat to try and get to his car, and a hailstone bounced off the ground and hit him in the jaw and smashed his jaw up. And I'm thinking, fuck me, like imagine if it directly hit him. So yeah, be safe, guys, when there is stuff like that happening. Don't try and be a hero and get to your car, or just, and if you are in your car, stay in it, cover yourself up with something, blanket, anything. Just so you don't pop glass. Could end up bad.
I know.
Bit of a piss ball to end the show with, and it happened to me today. Coming down from Injune Way in Roma, and it's got to do with people reverse parking. Now, a few towns out in the west here have reverse parking in major streets that are highways as well. Now, this lady in her, I want to say it was a 200 series Land Cruiser, was on the opposite side of the road, not on the highway. She was on the road off to the side. And I'm coming along doing the speed limit. Now, there's a set of traffic lights up there, so I'm slowing down anyway. She's coming up the side of the road and just chucks a U-turn straight in front of me. I thought, oh, yeah, that's all right. She's going to keep up her. No, she proceeds to get on that part where you've got enough room to get around them and then just pull out in front of me and stop on an angle so she could reverse park. And I had to hit the picks, cattle falling down everywhere. And I thought, how fucking stupid are you? You could see me coming. It's not like you weren't facing me to start off with. One, you've done a U-turn in front of me. And two, you're fucking trying to reverse park when I could absolutely T-bone you. And to make matters worse, you had kids in the car. What are you thinking? So, in future, if you are to need to swing around, mind you, there was plenty of fucking parks on that side of the road. I can understand wanting to be on the right side of the road so you don't have to walk with the kids across a busy streets. But you still nearly got all sorts of fucking smashed up anyway. So think about what you're doing. You could have just waited until the traffic went past. There wasn't a big line of it. And then proceeded to reverse park. But instead, you tried to play with the danger. So anyway, that'll be enough for today. Just roll myself up. So thanks for listening, guys. Remember, keep it upright, never lift. I don't have a joke for you today, so sorry about that. Hooroo. But hey, legends, if you're enjoying what I'm doing and you like what you're hearing and you think it's some good chat, make sure you hit us up on the socials. Get on the Facebook page, give it a like, give it a follow, share it around. And if you're listening on whichever platform you choose to listen to, give it a follow, give it a like, give it a share, give it a subscribe. And just remember, never live. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.